nagwanson at mga netizens natulala matapos maispatan na naman ang misteryosong paraan ng pagnanakaw ng kamera kahit iba na ang Speaker of the House. Nakawan sa kamera, mas lumala pa ng aprobahan ng House Appropriations Subcommittee ang paglipat ng 46 billion mula sa flood control budget ng DPWH para sa 2026 papunta sa social aid programs ng gobyerno na wala namang mga kaukulang resibo. Pero bago ang lahat, kung hindi pa kayo nakapag-subscribe sa channel na ito, please do subscribe para mas maging updated pa kayo sa mga susunod kong mga videos. Nagbago lang ang pangalan ng speaker pero ang modus ganun pa din. Mas nagiging talamak nga ang korupsyon ng kamera, ito'y kasabay sa pagbubunyag ni Rowena Guanzon na kahit bumaba ang malaking buhaya sa kanyang pwesto ay tuloy pa rin ang hatian at pangkukupit sa kaban ng bayan.
The greatest challenge before the subcommittee is to reallocate these amounts in a manner consistent with the priorities already outlined in the General Appropriations Bill and the prescribed menu of sectors, ensuring that the reallocations remain fully aligned with a broader fiscal policy direction. But more importantly, we want to ensure that we are able to reallocate it in the way that the budget will be most responsive to the needs of the Filipino people. Again, the members of the BARC were, not again, but this is actually a different point. So, for the benefit of the public who are watching here today, the members of the BARC have been given copies of the master list of all of the agency requests that emanated from the different agencies that were subjected to the committee hearings, committee deliberations of the Committee on Appropriations over the past month. We began committee deliberations in the Committee on Appropriations on August 18, 2025, and we ended last Wednesday with DPWH. So all of the agencies were given the chance to submit their proposals, and the members of the BARC were furnished the master list of all of those agency requests last Saturday. To facilitate the deliberations for today, each of the BARC members were assigned a particular department to review and to study in detail. So that particular BARC member will be the one that will be first recognized when we open the deliberations for a particular department. However, it is important to highlight that that doesn't bar the other members of the BARC to give their comments, to also put into the floor their suggestions, their comments for a particular department. So, yun lang po, yung BARC member lang po na naka-assign, yung unang maglalatag ng mga proposals and requests, but all the members of the BARC are welcome to also submit their proposals for that particular department or agency. Very important to highlight are two things. First, the BARC will only deliberate on institutional amendments, meaning amendments that are proposed amendments or requests that are submitted by the agencies themselves. And we do not accept verbal requests. We do not accept, even though it was manifested during the committee deliberations, hindi po yun sapat. The BARC requires a formal written request signed by the head of the agency. Second, we will only be considering proposals that are put into the floor by a member of the BARC. So kailangan po, yung i-consider lang natin na mga requests, meron po dapat na miyembro ng BARC na maglalatag nun, magpo-propose nun sa ating deliberations. For today's hearing, we will go department by department, given how extensive the list is. So we will go department by department, and within each department, we will go line by line. It is very important that whatever the BARC deliberates on and approves today, it is important for us to highlight that that is not in any way final, because we have two more levels that we would have to hurdle before we approve the General Appropriations Bill on third and final reading. Kung ano man po yung mapag-uusapan namin sa BARC ngayong araw ay ating pong isusumite para po sa konsiderasyon at approval ng Executive Committee ng Committee on Appropriations. The Executive Committee meeting of the Committee on Appropriations will happen tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning before we start with plenary deliberations at around noontime. Second po, once these amendments hurdle the approval of the Committee on Appropriations, we will now move to the plenary deliberation. So doon po muli pong susuriin, muli pong hihimayin lahat po ng ating mga proposal on the part of the BARC, and not just that, the whole committee report as approved by the Committee on Appropriations. It is also important to highlight that the BARC will be meeting regularly. This is the first of the many meetings of the BARC because all of the proposed amendments, even at the plenary level, would need to go through the Budget Amendments Review Subcommittee. So the BARC will continually meet until the end of the deliberations, and we will have our last deliberation before the the General Appropriations Bill is approved on second reading. Kasi po, dapat pagkatapos po ng second reading, wala na po tayong ipapasok ng mga amendment. So doon na po magtatapos yung trabaho ng BARC. And that's it. Actually, those are the things that we wanted to highlight. I wanted to set the parameters for the deliberations of the BARC in terms of the scope of responsibility and how we will work moving forward. Because again, this is unprecedented. Never has it happened that there's a BARC and we are actually navigating through uncharted waters. So we would like to request the understanding as well of the other members of the House of Representatives, because this is something that's new for the BARC as well, and this is something new for the whole House of Representatives. So we will still have to make adjustments as we go along, but a commitment that the BARC can give is that we will make sure that however which way we allocate and reallocate or realign resources within the BARC, we will make sure that the process is open, the process is transparent, and it is, we will also be open to participation in terms of inputs from our civil society organization partners and from other members of the House of Representatives. So sisiguraduhin po ng BARC, ng buong Committee on Appropriations at ng buong Kongreso na ang bawat piso na maipapasok po sa budget ng taong 2026 ay mapupunta sa mga proyekto at programa na pinaka-kinakailangan na ating mga kababayan, at sisiguraduhin po natin na magagamit po ng tama ang bawat piso mula sa ating mga kababayan. With that, I would like now to... Okay. Maraming salamat po. That would be it for my opening remarks. And we will now go into the formal deliberations for the Budget Amendments Review Subcommittee, which is the consideration of the proposed amendments to House Bill number 4058, or the fiscal year 2026 General Appropriations Bill. As mentioned, we will go department by department, line by line, but in line with the time-honored tradition of the House of Representatives to accord priority to the minority in terms of deliberations, I would first like to recognize the Minority Leader Marcelino Libanon.
Marami pong salamat, Madam Chair. At bago po ako magbigay ng aking proposals, may mga clarificatory questions lang po muna ako na gustong itanong. Kasi po, nung last Congress, may tinatawag tayong small committee at may kasama din po ako dun sa small committee. Pero ang role ko po ay ipunin lahat ng proposals ng minority kasi sa period of amendments, doon po isusubmit ko sa small committee yung mga proposal ng minority members. Ngayon po ay may BARC na po tayo at ako po nagagalak na public ito at nakikita po ito. Ang tanong ko po dito, ano ang gagawin naman namin sa minority para yung proposal nila ay may pasok sa appropriations kung mayroon man, o may pahayag yung kanilang pagtutol kung may tinututulan po sila, o paano sila makapag-fiscalize at magampanan ang kanilang tungkulin. Pangalawa po na aking tanong ay, yung small committee dati, pag nawala na yung period for individual amendments at institutional amendments at nagawa na yung House of Representatives General Appropriations Bill, ay nadidissolve na po yung small committee. At ito po yung aking tanong ngayon, kung ganun din po ba, pag nagawa na yung House Bill, yung naging approve na natin yung House Bill 4058, madidissolve ba kaagad ang BARC? Yung pong aking katanungan, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much po, Minority Leader Marcelino Libanon. So in response to the first query regarding how the minority members can course through and advocate for their proposed amendments, ang mangyayari po is, kasi po usually that would happen in the committee level or maybe tomorrow during the EXICOM. So bukas po during the EXICOM, they can actually already manifest their certain recommendations or proposals, but most likely this would arise po once we already start with the committee, with the plenary debates and plenary deliberation. So ang atin po, because on the part of the BARC, we would really focus on the amendments that emanate from the agency. So yung institutional amendments po talaga yung ating i-consider at ipoproseso. So my suggestion po, is the best way to go about that is, for example, during the plenary deliberations, a member of the minority or even the majority, if that member would notice that a particular program would need like lower funding, let's say masyadong malaki yung funds na nalagay and super underutilized naman yung program, or they want to add additional funding for a particular program if they feel na kulang po yung pondo for that program, the best way to go about it po is to talk to the agency, the specific agency, and then pag nag-agree na po yung member ng House and the agency would be open to putting that in as a request from their side, then hihintayin po ng BARC yung request or proposal, revised proposal ng agency. So kung hihingi po sila ng mas mataas or kung mag-desisyon po sila na, sige, bababaan namin yung pondo, halimbawa lang po, what's a good example? Na, kunwari lang po, na isang, mag-iisip ako ng program na ano. Halimbawa po, may nakita tayo na, I will use NIA as an example. Kunwari lang po, na nakita natin na medyo mababa yung utilization ng NIA on particular programs. For example po, yung NIS, medyo mababa po yung utilization nila. So if napagdesisyonan po na babawasan yung NIS, yung National Irrigation System, tapos pwede silang mag-suggest kung saan pwedeng i-realign. And that request from the agency would be submitted to the BARC. And then, for example po, on the part of the minority, pwedeng kayo po yung maging sponsor sa susunod po na deliberation ng BARC doon po sa proposed amendment ng member of the minority. On the second question po, what we envision and what we will do is that the work of the BARC will be continuous until before the period of amendments. So yung last deliberation po natin would have to happen before buksan yung period of amendments sa plenaryo. At pagkatapos po, yun na po yung huli natin na trabaho bilang BARC. So bago po yun ng second reading approval, tapos na po yung trabaho natin on the part of the BARC. I wouldn't say we'll dissolve the BARC because we will again reconvene the BARC in the next budget deliberations for the following fiscal year. Pero in terms of where our work ends, for this particular budget cycle, we will have our last hearing before the period of amendment start in the plenary.
Marami pong salamat sa inyong clarification, Madam Chair. At kami po nagpapasalamat na bilang membro ng BARC ay binibigyan din kami po ng pagkakataon mag-present ng aming proposal. At
May with your indulgence po, I just wanted to, I guess, appraise the body as to, and the public as to how we will go about our deliberations for today. Ipapakita lang po natin. May you please flash on the screen the Excel sheet that will be filled as we go along in today's hearing? Ayan po. Makikita po ng ating mga kasama at ng ating pong mga kababayan na nanonood ngayon na ito po yung blanco na Excel sheet na unti-unti po nating bubuin throughout the deliberations for today. So line by line, department by department, every peso, you will see today how we will put together the 255 billion pesos. So that is our commitment to make sure that everything is transparent. Yun din po yung hinihiling ng ating mga civil society organization partners na makita po yung bawat linya, bawat programa na mapupuntahan ng pondo at kung magkano yung mapupunta sa bawat programa na yon. So makikita nyo po na as we approve line by line, madadagdag po yung proposed program as well as the approved amount of the BARC. So yun na po, we just really wanted to highlight that and show that we want to be as transparent and as open as possible for today's deliberations. Thank you very much, Maino. Please proceed with your first proposal.
thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, with the permission of the sponsor for the budget of the DSWD, Congressman Nava, I would like to propose the appropriation or allocation of the budget for AIX, Assistance for Individuals in Crisis Situation. Ang nirequest po ng ating butihing Secretary Rex Gatchalian ay 37,068,390 to augment this fund for DSWD. At sa aking pagtatanong sa ating BARC at sa pwede nating ibigay from the 255 billion na kinaltas sa DPWH, ang proposal ko po ay mag-allocate po tayo ng 32 billion 63 million para sa AIX program ng DSWD. Kung pwede po, yun po ang aking proposal, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Minority Leader Libanan. So with the proposal of Maino with regard to the additional allocation for AIX, may I solicit any response, any comments from the body?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Vice Chair Ramanava, who is also the budget sponsor for DSWD.
we highly recommend the recommendation as well of support the recommendation of the Minority Floor Leader as to increase the allocation of AIX for that purpose. I think we have to note that the level of AIX as of 2025 is somewhere at 44 billion. It was reduced to 27 billion. In fact, the original request of the Secretary was to increase it by 43 billion to cover for the potential displacement of about 7 million potential beneficiaries, Madam Chair. This is in consideration that the ayuda para sa Kapos Ang Kita program was already eliminated from the current National Expenditure Program, which was, I think, in the level of 26 billion as of this year. So we highly recommend to increase the allocation for the assistance for individuals in crisis situation.
Thank you very much, Representative Nava. For the record, may I ask the Committee Secretary, what is the current level of AIX in the NEP? I know it's around 27 billion, but may I ask for the specific figure for AX in the NEP?
I think it's 26,978 million, 26,978,411,000, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Representative Nava. I'm just adding po, because the amount that was proposed by Maino, please correct me if I'm wrong, the number that I got was 32 billion, 63 million.
That is correct, Madam Chair.
I'll just add po, if we add that to the current level of AX, which is at 26,978,411, 32,063. The total for AX would now be 59 billion, 41 million. And as expressed by Representative Nava, that is a lot lower than the combined levels of AX and AKAP in the 2025 budget.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so I would just like to put it to a vote because, again, I know all the BARC members are aware Secretary Rex Gatchalian made a very impassioned presentation during the deliberations of the SWD that he was actually requesting for so much more. He was requesting for 47 billion to be added to the existing 26.9 billion of the SWD. But I appreciate that Maino put that number down a bit kasi, to be honest po, sorry, 47 billion yung initial request ni Secretary Rex. But Maino is suggesting that we only accommodate 32 billion because we also have to be cognizant of the fiscal space because if we give the whole 47 billion, medyo hindi po natin kakayanin because there are a lot of other agencies, especially education and health, that we still have to account for. But yes, with that, I would like to present...
Just for clarification, ma'am, 32 plus 26, so 58 billion yung magiging budget ng DSWD.
59, 041,411.
Yes, ma'am, I totally agree in adding a budget for DSWD. Especially nagagamit po natin to ng mga kababayan natin. So hindi lang po doon sa mga pangangailangan nila, nagagamit rin po to sa educational assistance, even po sa panggamot, medical, so marami po tong gamit. So I totally agree with Minority Leader Libanan and Congressman Nava to put in another 32 billion for DSWD.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Representative Bonilla.
Considering that there's really a need for that AX, be given additional budget. So I move for the approval of the amended budget increase for AX.
Second, Madam Chair.
There is a motion duly seconded and given no objection, the motion is carried. The proposal of Minority Leader Marcelino Libanan to increase the allocation for assistance to individuals in crisis situations under the SWD by 32 billion 63 million is hereby carried.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Malaking bagay po ito sa ating mga kababayan na nangangailangan kung ma-increase natin ang allocation nila. Pangalawa po, Madam Chair, yung sa Department of Labor and Employment. Ako po yung nagmumungkahi na bigyan din natin ng increase ang tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged displaced workers government internship program ng 14,819,158 at ang DOLI Integrated Livelihood and Emergency Employment Program ng 3,312,610 at sa TESDA naman, para sa Special Training for Employment Program, 635,200,000 at ang Training for Work Scholarship Program, 356 million po, Madam Chair. Yun po ang aking proposal bilang kinatawan ng 4-piece party list at minority leader. Thank you po.
Thank you very much po, Minority Leader Libanan. We'll have to go through the proposal of Minority Leader in one by one, line by line. So unahin po muna natin yung tupad, yung tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged displaced workers and the government internship program. Maino, please correct me if I'm wrong. The request was from your side po, the proposal is 14,819,158.
Tama po, Madam Chair, para sa ating tupad program.
Given that the Minority Leader has put the proposal on the floor, I would like to open the floor for any comments, suggestions from the members of the BARC.
Malaking bagay, Madam Chair, yung programa talaga sa tupad. At tingin ko, kailangan lang natin siguraduhin sa ating mga lugar na magamit natin yung tupad program na makakatulong din sa mga pang-araw-araw na problema ng ating bayan. Like for example, yung ating mga i-employo doon sa tupad program, pwede natin sila paglinisin ng mga creeks para yung sa problema sa baha habang wala itong ating mga programa doon sa flood control programs. Gamitin natin yung mga empleyado kasi para at least maintindihan din ng publiko na kung paano ang tupad isinasagawa. At least yung mga may employo doon sa ating mga programa doon, ma-utilize natin sila na makatulong din sa pang-araw-araw na gawain natin. Kasi syempre, puro abbreviation lang nakikita ng tao, pero yung tunay pag sa mga programa, hindi nila naiintindihan. Mas maganda natin may pamahagi sa tao yung impormasyon. At tingin ko, bilang mga district congressman, tayo na rin siguro yung mag-facilitate ng mga ganitong klaseng programa sa ating lugar upang nang sa ganon, yung pag-facilitate ng dole doon sa mga programa natin sa ating mga distrito, maibigay talaga ng tama at magamit ng tao ng maayos.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chairman.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Representative Momo and then Representative Po.
Yes, Madam Chairman, Chairwoman, I would agree with the proposal of the minority for the additional 14,819,150,000 for TUPAD. However, I would like just to request, sana, sa ahensya ng gobyerno nag-implement ito, ang Department of Labor and Employment, na maging equitable sana ang distribution nito sa lahat ng mga congressional districts sa buong bansa. Equitable in the sense that kahit doon sa malalayong lugar, halimbawa ang Mindanao, nangangailangan masyado ng tulong natin through TUPAD dahil maraming unemployed sa aming mga lugar. Sana ho, mabigyan ng tamang numero para sa distribution ng itong TUPAD program. Thank you,
Chair.
Before Representative Adyong, Representative Po.
Madam Chair, para sa akin, mahalaga naman talaga ang TUPAD program. Pero gusto ko talaga i-highlight yung government internship program. Maraming kabataan ngayon na gusto tumulong sa gobyerno natin, sa pagbabago ng gobyerno natin. The government internship program is a good stepping stone for them para makasali sila sa mga ginagawa natin dito para sa pagbabago ng sistema natin dito. Kaya if we can fund more of the GIP program sa ilalim ng TUPAD, sa tingin ko, gawin dapat natin yan, especially with the fervor and passion that we've seen with all the young people recently. Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Representative
Thank you.
Adyong.
Madam Chair, I would like also to reinforce the statement, re-echo the statement of Representative Momo, that the distribution of TUPAD should be equitable. Those areas that are in need of an emergency employment measures. Because just to give you an example, Madam Chair, Mindanao, unfortunately, in my particular area, has been visited by several calamities. And the TUPAD essentially is to provide access for employment for those who are victims of displacement, Mr. Chair. Mindanao, in my area, did not only in the past experience natural calamity, but even man-made calamity, as recently that in recent memory, Madam Chair, is the Marawi siege and many other conflict-affected areas, which unfortunately, Madam Chair, is concentrated in the Muslim minority communities. So I would hope that once we approve the request of DOLE for the increase of their TUPAD budget, I hope that it would also be rationalized in such a way that those areas who are really in need of an emergency employment mechanism and measures and programs should also be put into consideration, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Okay, with that, is there any objection on the figure, the inclusion of TUPAD?
Move to approve, Madam Chair.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Given that there are no objections, the motion is carried. The proposal of Minority Leader Libanan to add 14.819158 billion to the Tulong Panghanap Buhay sa ating disadvantaged space workers / government internship program is hereby carried. Just for the benefit, yes, Mayno, go ahead po. Nag-compute lang po kami ni Mayno kanina kung ilan yung madadagdag.
Madam Chair, with the approval of the body on the additional of 14.8 billion allocation, ang ating NEP ngayon ay 12.1 billion at ang magiging total po nito ay 26.9 billion para sa TUPAD program ng ating Department of Labor and Employment. At napakahalaga po ito sa ating mga kababayan dahil ito yung tinatawag nating multi-tool. Kung anong problema ng ating mga barangay, bayan ay pwede pong pumasok sa programang TUPAD. At sangayon po ako na kailangan ito ma-distribute, ma-allocate sa lahat ng mga probinsya, distrito sa ating bansa. Madam Chair, maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Minority Leader Libanan. Next, we move to the next proposal of Minority Leader Libanan with regard to increasing the funding